Hello, I'm Andy, and today I want to showcase USA in Deathmatch. I still think that USA is the best civilization in Deathmatch, the single king of Deathmatch. I don't think there's a civilization which comes close. So, yeah, and in this video I want to showcase why. Basically, they do have a strong rush, they do have a strong boom, and they do have a strong late game, and it's all above average. They might not have the best rush, even though it's one of the top 3 rushes, but they also do have one of the top 5 booms, and they also do have one of the top 5 late games. And in this combination, there's just no other civilization which comes close, and that's why I think it's the best civilization. And there is a fun way to approach it, and I want to show it. The standard is pretty normal. You don't have a church, or you have a church, but you don't have the mercantilism upgrade, which means you start with the state capital. This also gives you a shipment immediately. You need the state capital for immigrants, which gives you population. And also you can get the wagons, which are very strong. So yeah. Immigration gives you a lot of population, and it also gives you decreases the train time of your units, which is all very good in all game modes, but especially in deathmatch it's very important, especially early on. This also means with immigration you can get the cowboys and all the outlaws immediately, so they basically don't have a train time anymore, which is nice. So you can immediately start off with all these units here and put on the pressure. Then once the outpost is finished, what you want to do is you want to set the waypoint to your outpost, and then you want to send the 5 artillery pieces, and these 5 artillery pieces, or these 5 rockets, basically will clean up the infantry, which he has amassed at this point. And yeah, so it's very good. So let's get the native upgrades. What's also really good is the Navajo native allies, because natives don't cost any population, and they are skirmishers. They also round out your unit composition up to this point really well. So that's a really good unit to get, of course. What's more, the volunteers also really good, so I have to be careful. It's also very good what Mexico is doing here. What's also really good is the Marines. So with these 2 cards here, you basically get 16 Marines with each with the Levi ability, and that you can do on all outposts. And that basically means, yeah, and those are really strong units. They don't have multipliers against them, which is very good, of course. So not much does extra damage against those units, and they have pretty solid stats overall. I'm just going to go back for a minute here, so I can finish a few points. They also only cost 400, which is dirt cheap for those units, for 16 of these insane statted units. So, okay, let's quickly talk about the boom. What you want to do when you're booming, you want to use the British house cards or the British immigrants, and yeah, that means you should be able to be at 200 population at around, if you're on top of it, you should be able to be at full economy at around 8 minutes. Maybe a bit earlier, maybe a bit later, depends on how you pay attention. Then you can also use the Dutch immigrant for the bank, of course. You can also use the German immigrants. So you get some settler wagons, which is also really good. And all those things combined. Oh, I need to pay attention to my front. Kind of losing too much here. All these things combined mean that you do have an above average economy in the end. So even though you have a strong push and a strong boom, you are also not falling off in the late game. So there's basically no point in the game where you are weak if you're playing it right, and that's really good. USA late game also means you have one of the best infantries, or one of the best infantry compositions there is. So these are top tier skirmishers, you do have top tier musketeers, and you do have these marines, which are also really strong. You also have the option, or you also have above average cannons with the Nox artillery train, which improve the hit points of your horse artillery and heavy cannons. So you could also set your factories on heavy cannons, and that would also be really good. And yeah, so what I like to use is the Magyar Hussars. I do think they are very good. They train a bit slow, but other than that, they are probably the best cavalry you can get. So yeah. You also have the option to go for pretty much camping with this card. So you can get 3 force out. You can get the outposts pretty fast with your state capital. So you also have the option to just play very defensive. So yeah, so all in all, I think America can do, or USA can do everything good or really well, and you have a lot of options to play them, and almost all of them are just very good. So yeah, that's my opinion about USA. If I play them in deathmatch, I just sometimes feel like cheating because they are just that strong. But from time to time, they are good, and yeah, you should be aware if you're playing against them on what to expect, and how to approach them. So, thanks for watching, and see you guys around. Bye bye.